welcome back to my channel. Today I filmed this glowy bronzed look. It is a full face tutorial start to finish. So if you guys would like to see how I created this, just keep watching. If you ask me, glowy makeup requires glowy primer. So I'm going to use the Becca Backlight priming filter, and I'm just gonna pop this all over my face. And yeah, I totally busted my finger. That hurt like hell too. My car was wet and I didn't realize it because my husband had taken it, and I pulled on the handle and it snapped back because it was slippery, and yeah, my whole nail went backwards. It was an amazing feeling. Just kidding. Now I'm going to take Skin Refine Zone and just put some of that on my pores, forehead, and chin. And then to smooth out my pores, I'm going to use Dior's Pore Minimizer, and I'm just going to pop that only on the pore area. For foundation, I'm going to use the YSL Touche Clot Radiance Awakening Foundation, and my color is BD10 Warm Porcelain. And I'm just going to take 2 pumps of this and put it on my Petri dish, and then use a beauty blender to push it into the skin. This stuff smells amazing. Nothing new here with concealer. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer as always. Had to open up a new guy of this because I completely ran out. I almost think I like this concealer the best when it's like halfway through. It's like freaking perfect. Oops, that's a little crooked. It's okay. So I'm a little curious to see or to try something new for setting my under eyes. I always use one of 2 powders from Hourglass, either Diffuse Light or Ethereal Light. So I'm going to actually use my La Mer powder. This is what I use to set my foundation anyway. So I want to see how it does underneath the eye. I'm going to grab my beauty blender and just grab some of this powder and set the under eye. And I always use a beauty blender to set the under eye just because it will help to further diminish the appearance of pores if you press in the powder there. So I just kind of want to see what this looks like if it's all over. It actually looks really good under the eyes and around my pores, but it's not as bright as like my diffuse light and ethereal light for sure. But I want to see what it looks like throughout the day and stuff. I just want to try something different, and then when I highlight, it probably brighten up anyway, but it does look good underneath the eyes in case anybody was wondering. Now I'm going to use that same powder to set the rest of my face, but I'm just going to use a fluffy brush to kind of pop it on. I don't buff, I still press it into my skin, I just do it really fast. Now I'm going to bronze my face, and I'm going to use the Tom Ford Soleil Contouring Palette in the Afternooner, and my most amazing brush in freaking life, the Tom Ford Bronzer Brush. And I'm just going to pop this on. This thing's so soft. This is probably one of my favorite brushes of all time. Ta-da! I have eyebrows, and I fixed my light because apparently I cannot remember to turn the brightness down, and then it just like alters everything. So we got that fixed. Now don't hate me, but this is like the freaking perfect palette to do a bronzy eye. So we're gonna use the Sweet Peach palette, okay? First things first, White Peach at the brow arch. And I'm using a MAC 239 by accident because I meant to grab my 242 and somehow this ended up in my hand and I was like, well, whatever, it works too. I'm going to take Nectar and pop it on the inner corners. And now I'm going to go in for a transition shade, and I'm going to use Georgia. Yeah, Georgia. And I'm using a MAC 217. This is so weird trying to hold like a brush and do my makeup right now, like you don't even know. And so I am buffing this on as a transition shade. So I'm just pushing it up. I start in the crease and just work it upward to diffuse it. It's really hard to do little circles like this too. Like my finger hurts so bad, it was bleeding everywhere. Now I'm going to go ahead and take Georgia and also put it underneath my lash line, my lower lash line, with a NARS pencil brush. And I'm going to buff this down a little bit, but you don't have to go too far if you don't want to. I really like this smoked out lower lash line look. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to grab Cobbler on a MAC 221. I'm going to go into the crease with this, just back and forth first. And then I'm going to try and do some circles. And yeah, I might be doing a whole lot of windshield wiper motions and then going back with my 217 and buffing it out because like feels really weird to try and do circles with my hand all funky. I'm going to build on that color a little bit and just keep adding. The little dust particles keep falling in my mouth. I know that this palette smells good and that it tastes good. Not that you're supposed to eat it, but you know, I know these things, but every time I open it and I go to use it, it's just like it surprises me all over again. Like, I don't know why, but it does. I'm gonna go back with my 217 and soften out the edges. Like I said, I just can't do my little circles as well as I typically do. I had to teach a makeup class the day after I did this, and it was still like throbbing. It's been a few days now, so it's calmed down. It's just when I put pressure on the finger, it's like, no ma'am. So I don't know. I had to do the makeup class right after, and I'm like sitting here trying to do liner like a T-Rex. So I was trying to do liner like a T-Rex. I'm going back in with that 239, and I'm going to grab Luscious, and I'm going to pop this on the lid. Look how beautiful that shade is. Oh, it's so nice. Now I'm going to grab a little of Charmed, I'm Sure, back on my 221. I'm just going to pop this on the outer corner of the eye to give it a little bit more dimension. Remember, placing the brush and kind of wiggling, you'll get the majority of the product right where you want it, and so it won't smoke it out so much. Then I'm going to buff it into the crease just a tiny little bit on this outer edge. On the lower lash line, I'm going to grab a little bit more of Cobbler on my pencil brush and go right up against the lash line. And then I'm going to grab Charmed, I'm Sure, and just go on this outer corner right here, just to connect the darkness from this side to the lower end. I'm going to brighten up this eye with some chromographic pencil from MAC, and this is in the shade NC15 NW20. Now I'm going to go in with mascara, and I'm going to use one of my favorites. I'm going to kind of bend the wand and then bring it out, and this is the Pro Beyond Twisted Lash from MAC. And getting the wand like this, I can get so much more of a precise application, and I flippin' love it. And then when I'm doing my lower lashes, I always just straighten the wand back out. It's really cool. For lashes, I'm going to try a new pair, and these are from Kiss. And these are flourishing layer of lashes, like they're supposed to look a little bit more three-dimensional. And what number are these? Peony. Like, you would think I would see that right there, but I was looking all over this box. So I'm going to pop these on and I'll be right back. So I actually really like these lashes. They feel good. They weren't hard to put on. The band is very bendable. It moved. I do need to cut a little bit more off of this side, but I'll worry about that next time. But very good lashes. Very happy to report that because I have not found any from the drugstore that I have. Well, hell, I haven't really even been liking the expensive ones, so I like these. Okay, so we've got some bronzer on already, but now I'm going to give it a little extra glow, and I'm going to use Global Glow from MAC, and I'm going to take my 135 brush, also from MAC, and dust, and I do mean dust, this on. It's going to give you such a beautiful glow. You just don't want to go too crazy with it if you're fair especially, or if you have a lot of texture on your skin. Now I'm going to go in with a Tom Ford cheek brush, and I'm going to grab just a little bit of this blush that's in the palette, and I'm just going to kind of dot it on my cheeks. I don't want a lot of color, which is hard to do because this stuff is pigmented. No contour today. I'm going to grab a little bit of my Mer Powder and just buff over top of this so it all blends together. It makes me look airbrushed. Now with the Wayne Goss number 3 brush, I'm going to grab Faintly Fabulous, and you might remember this from my haul. This is a mineralized skin finish. It's a limited edition, but it's really beautiful. It has like this peach sheen to it. So I'm just gonna take this and swirl all around, tap off the excess, and go right on the tops of my cheekbones with this. Don't want anything that's gonna be super bright. I want it to look natural, but really glowy. So this is why this is perfect for it. Now I'm going to grab specifically the light shade in here, go on the tip of the nose and on the bridge as well as the cupid's bow. You know what? I'm going to swirl around here and go right in here as well. Be glowing today. And now I'm going to set all that with my Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. And then I'm going to use Bite Beauty Meringue Rouge Bouge Lipstick. So that's the final look, you guys. And a quick thank you to whoever it was that told me how to pronounce the name of this lipstick, because you guys know I can't pronounce anything, can't read to save my life. So thank you. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I appreciate you so much. And if you guys like this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! And hopefully with a better nail.